Okay, welcome to Technology Support of Learner-Centered Instruction by Caroline Smith. So, first we need to understand what learner-centered instruction really is. Traditionally, in teacher-centered instruction, teachers engaged in activities that helped students learn, like doing demonstrations, giving lectures, assigning readings. And in that way, teachers delivered all of the necessary information to students. And during assessments, students then gave the same information right back to the teacher. However, in learner-centered instruction, students engage in activities that help them learn. So the students are doing things like inquiry activities, research projects, etc. Students are discovering the information and deciding what is necessary for a particular embedded problem or activity. And during their assessments, students are sharing new information that they discovered with their teacher and peers. So, learner-centered instruction seeks to foster creativity, intrinsic motivation, and curiosity about learning in the student. So it focuses on the needs, preferences, and interests of the learners. So, learner-centered instruction allows instructional experiences to be customized by the student, which will increase the engagement by the student, as well as their information retention, problem-solving skills, creativity, and intrinsic motivation. The personalization of instruction will cause students to have a greater investment and ownership over their learning. So each learner is going to bring their individual background, experiences, and interests to the classroom, and a learner-centered environment will capitalize on this diversity. So, learning customization and technology. A technology-enhanced instructional environment can supplement the learner-centric learning style by providing information and materials, tasks, activities to fit each individual student's preference and backgrounds. Technology can also provide opportunities for learners to be able to find and construct their own individual applications of their new knowledge based on their own experiences and interests. And technology also allows for many modes of representation, so students can gather information via pictures, text, videos, graphs, as well as students have multiple modes to represent products of their learning. In order for a learner-centric environment to occur, teachers must create a safe space that values the diversity and differences of the learners. Computers alone don't do this, but it's pretty easy for a teacher to just provide students with generic PowerPoints instead of lectures and feel like they are successfully integrating technology. But in order for true integration, technology must support the unique identities of the students and create an environment where all students feel valued, so not just the same information delivery to every kid. Technology can also help teachers with accessibility issues and to allow different students access to learning environments. Many students are unable to attend specific time and place lectures, but a digital environment that promotes collaboration and creativity that's not bounded by time and space will help students interact with information at a distance. This necessitates a transition in the role of the instructor, so they're no longer the purveyor of information. Instead, they're a moderator of instructional activities. They must create and embrace new pedagogical strategies to support their role as a guide instead of an information source. They can also use technology to allow students access to curricular activities at different levels of complexity. That ensures that all students are engaged in learning at their highest capabilities. Technology can also help students develop continual learning skills. Traditionally, in teacher-centered instruction, students want to know what's on the summative assessment. However, in a learner-centered environment where students have access to all of the different information and presentation capabilities that technology brings, students can actively reflect on what they already know and what they need to solve a meaningful, pertinent, embedded problem. Internet accessible learning technologies encourage this because they allow students to find and personalize information independently instead of depending on what the teacher gives them or what the textbook says. These students can access experts in their particular field of inquiry via academic journals or simulations or different formats of information. So each student is not limited by the particular text resources. So technology alone does not create this student-centered environment, but it provides the plethora of information and possibilities that the teacher can then capitalize on to produce this student-centered environment. So it's important that the teacher use the technology in ways that pushes students to express their own individuality through their learning and provides opportunities for them to pursue and research their passions and bring themselves into their learning environments.